Are you looking for that category crusher? The bike you can take out and aggressively shred on every trail? The one you can take up to the bike park and keep up with everyone, or even race all the enduro races throughout the year? Well, then the 2023 Norco Sight is the bike for you. What's up everyone? Here we are again. It's Mark here from Jenson with Kyle, our bicycle category merchant who does everything bikes, to bring you another great overview, and this time on the 2023 Norco Sight. Now Kyle, this is your personal bike this time. This is the bike you actually have built yourself. This is the bike you're ripping all the time. Why don't we start with, tell us a little bit about the Norco Sight in general, and then maybe we'll get into later on about everything you've done to this bike. So let's start with just the generality of the Norco Sight.
Yeah, so we're always happy to have Norco as a brand here. I love the Norco Sight. I've had plenty of times to be able to demo it, ride it against other bikes. And Norco puts us in what's called an all mountain category. Sort of don't hear that anymore. It's like aggressive trail, enduro. Let's face it, that's where I'm in. I still love riding aggressive trail. I'm not an everyday enduro racer or slayer of that sorts, but I like to get out there, pedal, have a good pedaling platform, and still have enough bike to be able to keep up, at the enduro race series that we have here locally. This bike itself really fits in that really nice category for me. It's a 160 front travel with a 150 rear. What's really cool with Norcos and their ride align system is you actually do have size-specific chainstays, size-specific seat tube angles. So this guy gives you a pretty good slack without being ridiculous. So it's a 64.5 degree head tube angle on a size medium. I'm 5'7", so I'm not the tallest, but I fit pretty firmly on most mediums. I'm always going to ride a medium. I fit just perfectly on this bike itself. With that being said, it still has a very steep seat tube angle. So these are getting up into, like, again, size specific, but from 77 to 78. So it gives you in that real nice pedaling platform. Really can put down that power, get the seat out of the way, crush it downhill with enough travel on there to really get you to be able to do almost anything. Like I said, I go out there, still ride long rides, all day epics with my buddies that are on more cross country or more trail oriented, and then still have enough bike to be able to go keep up on like those enduro days and stuff like that.
A couple things, you mentioned like the perfect fit and everything, and it also, with Norco's Ride Align. This is a really cool system that they're really bringing out. Maybe you can tell us a little bit about Ride Align and how that brings that perfect fit on a bike.
Yeah, so not that Ride Align is completely specific to Norco, but they do a lot of testing and tuning with us. So shock tune in-house and stuff like that. Their engineers have actually go out, test with different riders' capabilities, different weights, different sizing, and that's why you see size specific. This is something that we're starting to see a little bit more through the categories, which I really like. So you get same ride quality from someone that's 5'7" to maybe someone that's 6'4". You're going to get sort of a bike that rides sort of the same because chainstay changes, seat tube angle changes. But what Norco has on their website, as well as you can download on any of one of your phones that you can do trackside or so, is what's called the Ride Align. You pick out your bike, so you can do from a frame only or any one of the models that they currently have, and you put in your weight, height. It also asks you a few questions about your riding capability, sort of like how steep of stuff that you're riding. Are you more forward facing or are you more rear riding, to be able to adjust suspension with that characteristic. So again, engineers have gone out there and really tried it. So what's really cool is it's not only just a suspension setup, they sort of give you recommendations on bar height, they give you recommendations and calculations on actual handlebar width and stuff of that nature. Like anything, it's a guesstimate, an estimate of best known. There's some variants that you could always play with that, but more times than not, I would say 95% of the people that go out there, if you put that Ride Align system on there, you could probably go out there and be 100% happy, and it just maybe a little fine tuning here and there if you're one of those like us here that just want to tinker with stuff, or I got too many knobs to play with sometimes, who knows. But what's really cool with that, you can download it as well. You also can do a screen save of it and email it to yourself. So when you are going out to the trackside and you want to do fine tunements for your rear shock, a base point. So there you can start to work back back and forth from your base point from where the ride line is. So pretty cool system through that. They offered that on the site as well as all the other models that they do offer through the full line of the full suspension category and stuff like that. So something that Norco really's put a lot of effort and time into and a lot of resource behind, and we love seeing that, just make it a little bit more user friendly for guys to get out there and enjoy their bikes.
Yeah, I absolutely agree. Just to bring in a personal thing is we had Norco out recently with a demo, and they were using Ride Align to get everyone dialed. Well, I had tried our videographer's, he was actually demoing the site, and the bike was right aligned to him specifically, and I'd done a few laps in it, but then I wanted to take it out personally myself, and so they aligned it, I guess you could say, for me, and there was a significant difference there in the feel. I could feel the difference when I was pedaling and everything felt so there. So I think it's really bringing that customization that you need to make the bike yours. And like you said, some people like to tinker a little bit more, but they make it very simple to get exactly what you want out of that bike for you. And just, to kind of bridge into the next step here is about getting what you want. You've basically made this bike exactly what you want. We all love dream builds here at Jenson. Everyone out there in the bike world wants to build that bike exactly how they want. You've built this thing up. I mean, you started at the frame and you built it up completely to be your bike. Why don't you tell us a little bit about what you've done, overview for this bike, and basically made it yours?
Yeah, so again, platforms, great platform. This is the frame only upwards, or they do offer the SE built into this that has the Fox X2 on it. I'm still running a 160 fork on this. You can over fork it to a 170. There's actually been a lot of the Norco's race team and stuff has run a 170 on this. Runs actually pretty well with it, slackens a little bit. I'm still running a 160 on it, but I did jump to a 38 over the 36. I just like it. I actually do find it to be a little bit more plush, and it does give me just that little bit firmer feel. I do like that in that sense. I'm running a full XT drivetrain basically through there with a race-faced carbon next to this crank, so got a little bit lighter through the crank wise. I love the XT stuff. Shifts under load really well. It's durable. I don't worry about it too much. I would call it like it's the everyman's drivetrain basically. With that being said, I want to slow this thing down. I'm not the heaviest guy, but man, I want to stop when I want to stop. I'm running Saints on this. Still only running a 203 in the front and a 180 in the rear. Like I said, it's still sort of an everyday bike, so not that weight's going to matter a whole bunch, but still running a little bit smaller on that. And some of my favorite stuff, some i9 carbon hoops with some Hydra hubs, and i9 stem running through that. I got wolf tooth componentry, so headset, as well as one of my favorite touch points is the wolf tooth remote. This is a long version. It's got a really easy access swing on it and stuff like that. So what's really cool is with Norco, they do offer some really cool, really unique builds. Price point for their builds is just phenomenal, but they give you the option that you can go from a frame only build. What I do actually is sort of cool with the Norco Sight itself as well is if you're running standard braking, or if you're running like UK or moto style, you can actually run brake cables either way through this. So that's actually pretty unique to a lot. Not every frame that you can do that all the way through. I work on everything myself. I sort of like having external at the end physical brake lines. I actually can run this back through if I needed to take it off without cutting lines or anything. Very easy, serviceable. Little different here is this is a carbon version, but the lower chainstay on this is aluminum. I actually sort of prefer the aluminum chainstay. I have actually cracked or hit those before and had that issue. So it does have aluminum chainstays. It just gives me a little bit peace of mind. I think just for me, this is just that every day can go out, do anything that you want. And it's cool. With here with Jenson, we have tons of parts and guys that can talk and love bikes, and we really get to be able to customize these and make them our own, and really like to convey that and what brings us joy and what we like in our experiences.
That's awesome. I mean, again, we love dream bikes and all with that, and this has kind of been, that dream build for you. But maybe, someone's not necessarily ready to be at that level for that dream bike. And we've kind of mentioned it here, so I'll just circle back a little bit, is what are some of the build options that, the Norco Sight, has to offer, and like how does that, appeal to someone out there looking to just buy the complete ready to go out and ride?
Yeah, so what's really cool with the Norco Sight is they do offer a full aluminum version all the way up into the carbon SE, which is basically starts to have a platform similar to this. So you can get into a very reasonable price point bike that's a full aluminum with some RockShox builds through it, with Dior or GX type of builds that you can get through that are very price supporting. And the frame and the ride-align system actually trickle down to all the way to the aluminum version. So if you're even buying into the most entry-level Sight that they do have, it still comes with the ride-align system that has the variable chain length as well as seat tube angle on it. So nothing short from that. I've ridden the aluminum bikes as well. I really couldn't tell much of a difference between that, between componentry that would go on there. But it is an awesome frame to be able to hang on any parts of, that wear out through time, or you wanted to upgrade it just down the road.
Yeah, that's awesome. I mean, I love that it's, the ability to buy a complete bike and be ready to shred, or build your dream bike. And maybe you're looking to build your dream bike, or you have questions because you want to upgrade, a ton of stuff on your current bike. The cool thing is we have two options for you. One, you can reach out to our Gear Advisor pros. They know all about the parts and everything, and to get you your bike dialed in. Or maybe you just personally want to talk to them about building something like Kyle here's Norco Sight from the frame up. Or maybe you're looking to just do everything online. Well, the cool thing is we have our My Bike Builder. You can build everything up throughout our system and get you that dream bike or whatever it may be. Or even maybe you just want to start with that complete bike. The great thing is we have all that ready for you and ready to go. So let's get out there and get you pedaling, because what we love to do here is keep you pedaling.